stream. So today we are going to be talking about the military operation that has been going on in the Alliance of Sahel State. But before we talk about the very beautiful military advancement and the improvement in the fighting capabilities of the Alliance of Sahel States military um, department, we are going to be talking about the situation in the Sahel right now, the current security situation. Then we are going to be, before we get into today's information, which is the update from the General Staff of the Armed Forces and Burkina Faso, because there was an encounter between the VDP and the surveillance team of the JNIM between the border of Burkina Faso and Benin. Very, very close. Not right at the border, but very, very close within Burkina Faso territory. Um, then we are going to be talking about the efforts that have been projected, and presented to the Alliance of Sahel States by foreign friends to help boost the fight against the jihadists. Um, then we have a lot of things to talk about. But before then, I have to tell you that the current situation in Mali right now is in the northern Mali region. So the FLA, their capabilities have been reduced when it comes to personnel, logistics, but they continue to get funding from those that are supporting them, and they continue to get equipment like suicide drone from those people that are supporting them. But the beautiful part of it is no is you see, I am not even worried that they are getting supplies right now at this point anymore. The beautiful part of this information is that whatever they've gotten has been able to initiate a new improvement, one like you've never seen from the Malian Armed Forces. And the combined maneuver of operation by the Malian Armed Forces together with the African Corps is on a whole different level. And you see, when you talk about the northern Mali, the operation going on in the northern Mali and why the Malians have been largely successful, it's not the fact that the Malian Armed Forces are fighting together with the African Corps alone. There are FLA factions that have joined the government. They have pledged that they are ready to defend the sovereignty of Mali. They are part of the Malian military, you know, and they're fighting very, very good, defending the homeland, which is a very, very beautiful information. Like the joy in my mind today when it comes to Mali is on a different level. Every victory, when you assess victory of every battle, battles don't, sometimes victory in skirmishes and battles don't win you wars. But what win you wars is your ability to take vital lessons from every battle and skirmish, improvise, adapt, overcome, and march on. And that's what we're seeing from Mali. That's why, you know, by my own prediction, I can tell you that there is no stopping the territorial reconquest of the Malians at this point. And now, according to Assimi Goita, the territorial reconquest and Mali Kura project, it's not just going to be something that will be initiated from the security front on the line of contact. Mali is equally creating jobs. They are improving the livelihood of the citizens. Recently, you can see now that they're distributing the revenues of their strategic mineral resources with the citizens. So, whatever, there's a quota of the revenue that goes to the citizens. Development of lives, improvement of schools, infrastructure, medical facility, water. So, this is how to build a nation from bottom to the top. Education is a very important part of it, and the Malians are making sure that whatever they are doing right now is better than what they used to have before. And according to Assimi Goita, you know, Mali is open. Mali is not closing their doors against anyone. Mali is open to partnership. Mali is open to friendship, you know. But he said, not the type of friendship that would affect, I'm saying, not a type of friendship that would affect the sovereignty of the country, not a type of friendship that's where you come and you start giving them lectures. They said that's not the type of friendship that they want. They want true sovereignty and they want respect for the internal governance of Mali. It's not like you come and you start telling them that this is not how you are supposed to do this and all of that. No, this is a Mali that is trying to invent. They're not telling you that they will do everything without mistakes, but they're trying to learn from their mistakes and improve. It's a Malian solution that is being created by the Malian people. So, and this is how nations, this is how they rise from the ashes. I am loving what is going on in Mali. I know the same thing is going on in Burkina Faso and in Niger. Now, let me not take too much of your time, right? In Burkina Faso, the main fight right now is going on between the outskirts of Jibo to Barabule. So the clear out has been massive, but when it comes to the way the opposition, the way they regroup, you know, is equally on the same scale. But the onslaught is on the friendly side. So, judging by the calculus of combat and the ratio of casualty on both sides, I can predict that in the nearest future, and when I mean nearest future might mean 3 months to come, 4 months to come, Barabule will surely be captured. And the capture of Barabule means a lot for the security of Jibo. So we have to understand that this is real fighting here. This is high intensity operation going on, and these are asymmetric forces that understand the terrain equally. These are not just foreign machineries that don't really know what is going on. These are asymmetric forces that have been manipulated, that really understand the terrain. And but given the capabilities of the Burkinabè Armed Forces, they are making advancement, which is something very important. Now, the information of today from the Malian side, there are a lot of drones that have been knocked out. Um, we're having more drones in Mali now. It's about drone warfare right now. That's the stage where we are. Now, I love the whole concept of the drone exchange, because um, I think from history, when you study the part of history, capabilities give birth to counter capabilities, and counter capabilities give birth to adjustment and strategic adaptation to new development, just to make sure you come out on top in every situation. With what I'm looking at, I think this is how you get through independence. Yeah, you're not going to get it on paper. Mali is going to be a completely independent state by the time they are done with this asymmetric you know oppositions. So they are going to be very sovereign, and I mean what I'm saying, because it will be a very strong nation, you know regardless of how you say it, economically, and from the military front, and from the innovative front. I see Mali, as one of the coming out as one of the best country in Africa. They are ahead of schedule. If you look at uh what we think, where we think they should be, the Malians are ahead of schedule militarily. And when you talk about infrastructure, I know a lot of people are seeing so much in Burkina Faso, so much going on. But I just want to let you know, when it comes to development, Mali is ahead of everyone else. In the Alliance of Sahel, Mali is modern. Like if you see Bamako, like man, Mali is well developed. It's vast. Mali is rich. They have gold. Mali is Mali is him. Mali is Mali. So Captain Ibrahim Traore is a very good revolutionary leader that understands um the situation on the ground and not trying to behave like you know conventional politicians that we have right now. that will tell you that the reason for this problem is because of the past regime. But Captain Ibrahim Traore understands that this is going to take time, and it's going to take people that are committed to active work. Hence, you have the FASO Mebo project, and they know that, um, you know, and they know that it's going to take time, it's going to take criticism from some people that expect Burkina Faso to just, grow out of from the ground and just get to the top. I know a lot of neighboring countries are comparing, Mali is this, Mali is that, Burkina Faso is this, Burkina Faso is that, Niger is not. No, you don't compare like that. These are leaders that know the reality on the ground. They know where they are coming from, and they know where they are going to. That is why you see that the Nigerian citizens, they are protesting, against the resolution of the EU. It's not even their leadership speaking, it's the people, because the people know where they are coming from. The country, you see, when you talk about countries is not about government, it's about the people. The people are the ones that can really give you the true picture of what is going on in these countries. So when the people protest against foreign assertions, it means that there's something good going on. There's something fantastic going on, because you get the true picture of the situation on the ground from the people, not the mainstream media, not their government. You're going to get it from the people. So if the people in the AES are telling you that the situation is better than it used to be, I don't know where you would, you know, um, get a better information from. Okay, the Malians are making drones. They are sending their students out of the country to go and get true education from partners. They are sending their troops to go and get asymmetric training, from places, from countries that really, really have the right terrain. When you talk about asymmetric warfare, not every country can train your troops to be better when it comes to asymmetric warfare, because probably they might not have the terrain. And because of the difference in geography, you live in Mali. Let's say your theater of operation is Kidal, where you have a lot of rocks. It's more like deserts. You have a lot. Kidal is a high ground. The terrain is very rough, and you're training in a place where you know you have trees. You have no. It's not gonna. You're not gonna get the right adaptation. You're not going. The people that are going to train you, how are you even sure they have the right experience to train you on how to approach the realities on the ground? So people must train, based on the right environment and the right experience. So some of these Alliance Society troops, they are training in Turkey, they're training in Pakistan. And if you look at Pakistan very well, they have the right terrain that really, really translates to the realities on the ground. That's why you see that the Malian Armed Forces are gaining a massive victory on the ground. When you hear from the Nigerian side, when you look at the casualty on the opposition side, one will wonder, how are they doing this? It's because everything is properly structured. You have capable hands handling, um, the situation of governance, handling the strategic military situation in the country. And this only means that, every result you see on the ground, when you hear that they score a massive victory, it's not by luck. It is well calculated. It is a victory that has been well prepared. They have the blueprint. They have the compass. They know where the dynamics is going to shift to. Look, let me tell you something. The leaders there are not civilians. The leaders there, they are experts. They have experience. General Abdurrahmani Chiani has been in the job for over 40 years. This is game. This is over 40 years of real game. And he has been in, you know, he has been there, he has experienced it when it was very worse than now when the administration is good. So you definitely know that the results will be good. They understand the reality. According to what one of the security analysts told us, he said that the leaders are ready to listen. The leaders ask questions from the guys on the ground that are really facing the confrontation, and they are ready to help. When you tell them that, okay, for us to get a breakthrough in this place within so period, we need this type of capabilities, that the leaders, they're ready to swing into action and provide the necessary financial capability to make sure that the job is done. And the people, you know a lot of people think, when you see that the diasporans are contributing, when you see that the people at home are contributing, it is not because they were told to contribute. It is because the people are seeing the result on the ground. And because the people are seeing the result on the ground, the people are, they are more, you know, um, they are seeing that this approach is giving them a good result. So the people are saying that they can trust the approach, and they are saying that this is something we can really, really, you know, um, rely on. And they see that the administration, they are not about money. This is not an administration that think money first. This is an administration that knows the reality of the people. They know the pain of the people. They know what is going on. So the people are now donating. The people are supporting the government. The people are giving intelligence to the government on the movement of some of these opponents. So, and that is why you are seeing fast result on the ground. You see, even when the military of Burkina Faso, Mali, or Niger, when they are sent to a new location, the people are very fast to dig trenches for them. The people help them to build up the bases, the sound bags, everything. That is why these countries are improving. There is a unity between the administration, the people, and the military. So you would not have, see, everything they do is about the people. So, and I love what is going on. So when you see results, it is not a result that is coming out by mistake. These results are expected results. This is how you know a country that will grow. They are not living their life based on miracles. They are living their life based on practical, approach that work. There is zero tolerance for corruption in that country. So why would you not get results? So now let me give you the preview of what led to today's operation. So according to the information we are receiving, before now, there was a report that the Malian Armed Forces destroyed kamikaze drones in Gao. Now, they said in a major escalation, the Malian Armed Forces FAMa successfully repelled a sophisticated kamikaze drone and mortar attack. So it was not like a direct kamikaze attack, it was combined with mortars in the Gao region in March 14, 2026. The attack claimed by the Azawad Liberation Front. They claimed the attack after they launched it, aka the FLA. They targeted the Firhoun Ag Alansar military camp and positions held by Malian and allied Russian forces. The Malian forces demonstrated advanced counter drone capabilities. Are you getting the are you getting the real game right there? That is the key aspect that I love in this information. The Malian forces demonstrated advanced counter drone capabilities. Possibly they might have interceptor drones and all of those things. This is to tell you that these people are improved. They are not where they used to be. When they hear drones, they are not perturbed. They are not bothered. So, reportedly neutralizing up to 10 explosive drones and recovering one intact for technical analysis. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Like, these people they are operating on a different level. Now, before now, the Malians don't only take out the drone. Are you aware that they all also go after the drone command control unit? They don't take out the drone, they go after the drone command control unit. And they get information on who supplies the drone. They get information on how long have they been training, how many drone capable, personnel they have on the enemy side. This is how you do, this is how you get results. So these are credible reports. They said no casualty or damage or major damage were reported among the Malian forces. Thank you so much for the donation. I really appreciate it. Now, I want to tell you the two important aspects for me in this information. The fact that the Malian Armed Forces demonstrated advanced counter drone capabilities and reportedly neutralizing up to 10 explosive drones and recovering one intact for technical analysis. Now, I will show you the picture. I will show you the receipts. Okay. So, every information we give you credible receipts so that you can understand what is going on properly. So, and no damage was reported from the Malian Armed Forces side. Now, these are the drones. These are the drones, right? These are the drones, right, that were destroyed. These are the ones that were shattered, right? So this is the one that was recovered, you know, without any type of this is the one that was recovered. You can see the blue strap. So it shows you the country it might be coming from. You can see the blue strap. So they recovered it completely. So with where that drone is, it's possible that they went after the drone command control center and they recovered this. So that is not the only thing. So yeah, let me see. So look at this. So it's possible that they went after the command control center and they were able to recover more capabilities. These were part of the ordinances from the drones that were knocked out, you know, by the Malian Armed Forces. You can see the Azawad. So this flag you're looking at, the white, blue, sky blue, yellow, red, that is the Azawad Liberation Front T group. You can see their phones were recovered. So this is a good analysis. This is a good representation of what I'm telling you. You can see that every information we give is credible, is coming from a place of deep analysis. Now, what you are seeing right here means that the Malians did not only knock out those kamikaze drone, they went after the command control units. Let me say this. I know that a lot of pro-African, ultra-African people don't want to hear this, but I would say thank you to the Russians right there. The transfer of technology, the transfer of experience. These are battle tested elements here. When I was saying it yesterday and I was saying, like, these are some of the best in Africa, a lot of people are looking at me like, what is Andre saying? Look, if you look at my background. It's all, I'm somebody that drinks, eats, sleep military. Like, we're talking from evidence, right? So you can see the evidence right there. So uh, this is like me. This is like me telling myself, say no more. The people can see it. I believe the Andre community, you are a testament to everything that is going on right now. So they were able to secure everything. Okay, so um according to information, right? So show the AG, which is one of the officials in northern Mali, he posted it on his X platform. Okay, they says several kamikaze drones belonging to the GAT, which is T armed group of the FLA, were seized and destroyed by the Malian Armed Forces near Gao. These remote controlled explosive device were intended to indiscriminately strike the city of Askia. So it is in this city of Askia that you have the location of this military detachment. So they were completely taken out. Now, for analysis, and you can see the phones and everything was recovered. So it will help them to be able to track and analyze, okay, where are these things coming from, who is helping them, who is supplying them. So, and definitely, surely, I want you to know that the Malians did not only knock out those capabilities, the Malians equally probably captured some of this personnel, you know, and they will be given intelligence, you know. They probably captured some of this opposition personnels. So I'm using opposition personnels because to stay within the confines of the YouTube guidelines. Okay, so now let's go to Burkina Faso. We also have information about Burkina Faso so that you understand. So in a separate but related series of operation in Burkina Faso, in Jibo, the Volunteers for the Defense of the Homeland, the VDP, alongside Burkinabè forces, have intensified operation against the group for the support of Islam and Muslim. The VDP successfully eliminated a JNIM surveillance and intelligence gathering unit. You can see that this guy, I'm not talking about the Burkinabè FDS, I'm talking about these oppositions, right? They are trained. If they have a surveillance unit, it means that these guys are probably trained by special forces. They are not trained by just some ragtag militias that don't wear slippers and all of those things. Those guys are well trained. So they have a surveillance unit, right? So an intelligence gathering unit in Jibo region. They are equally gathering. What do they know? What do they understand by intelligence? They're gathering intelligence. So dealing a significant blow to the T reconnaissance capabilities in an area long under blockade by the armed group. So, like I said, they were able to destroy, you know, those capabilities right there. They were able to take away their surveillance equipment. Some of those guys are using drones for surveillance purpose, but they still believe in their traditional methodology of gathering intelligence, which is sending personnel on motorcycles. Sometimes they use three, sometimes they use two, sometimes they use four. So they stay in strategic locations, and just because of how long the fight have been, the Burkinabe armed forces have been able to adapt to the realities on the ground. So adaptation have only guaranteed that the Burkinabes are now very used to their methodologies of operation, and they have been able to, continue to multiply the casualty and successfully deliver the 72 Virgin package to them all day long. So now, according to information that said, these coordinated actions come amid a shifting geopolitical landscape in the Sahel. Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, members of the Alliance of Sahel states, are asserting their sovereignty and restructuring security partnership. Meanwhile, now this is the important part of the information I want to give. They say, meanwhile, the United States is undertaking diplomatic outreach to the region, okay, seeking to reestablish cooperation based on economic and security interests, moving away from previous lecturing approach. Regional dynamics are further complicated, by the emergence of new security framework. The Russians, the Chinese, the Turks, that's what they're talking about there. Like the coalition of the willing, led by Ghana, aiming to bridge the gap left by the Accra initiative. So you can see the coalition of the willing. So you are getting now. So even if some people don't want to support the fight, I love Ghana for one thing. The Ghanaians understand reality. The Ghanaians can see what is going on. And I like Ghana because they are not Ghana has never the reason why Ghana has improved a lot is because Ghana is not shy to recognize capability, to recognize distinction, to recognize, credibility, effectiveness, efficiency. What I think Ghana has seen right now is that, there was a time John Dramani Mahama, the president of Ghana, said that he loved the way Captain Ibrahim Traore has been able to create some policies when it comes to road usage. Okay. That, setting weight should not be passing through certain roads so that the road can last long. Right. And it's working in Burkina Faso. So they took the initiative, right? Now, the first to lead the coalition of the willing that want to establish a joint collaboration with the Alliance of Sahel is Ghana. Yes. Apart from the Accra initiative, the Ghanaians have now signed joint security partnership with, the Burkinabès. So by framework of how the security arrangement in the Alliance of Sahel state is, that means they have security agreements, bilateral security cooperation with the Alliance of Sahel states. That is simply what it means. And Ghana is still a significant part of ECOWAS. So this is what we should be preaching to our neighbors. Collaborate with us. Let us make Africa more secured for Africans. This is what we are preaching. In my language, there is this thing called Ghana has joined the fight, and it will become better. You see, Ghana understood that the Titao operation was probably well orchestrated to create a sort of rift, to create cracks between the relationship that they've been able to build for a long time. So we thank God that, distinction of the knowledgeable prevailed. They were able to recalibrate and understand that this was a premeditated attack to create rancor among sister states. And they were able to bypass whatever they were planning. Good one from Ghana. So now Ghana is now coming in as the first nominee of the coalition of William. But don't forget, it's not only Ghana. Togo was equally part of it. Yes, Togo has been in the game for a long time. And Togo guaranteed to the Burkinabès that we will make sure that the rule of law stands when they were able to help us send back the notorious Sandaogo Damiva. So what we are having right now is a close collaboration and coordination with our neighbors, which only will enable good security of the region. You see, your security is directly proportional to the security of your neighbor. If Chad had contributed to the stability of Sudan, they won't be having the situation they are having along their border right now, where now everybody is queuing for safety in the border between Sudan and Chad. You see, that is why, injury to one is injury to all. And that is why that's how we should continue to see ourselves right now. That said, kudos to the Ghanaians once again, I'm saying. And, congratulations to the Togolese. We trust them. Now I'm going to say this, okay? I'm going to take you to the main information of today. So there's this in between. Please let me jump on this conversation immediately. There is this drone footage that was posted by a channel that was recommended by Sputnik Africa. Okay? This channel is called AES Info TV. And I know it's on Telegram, and I know a lot of people get their information from this platform. So I don't know where the country these particular individuals operate from. Sometimes they give good information, and sometimes they give unreliable information. Why am I saying they give unreliable information? They claimed that this drone you are looking at, which is an MQ Reaper drone, okay, that it was knocked down. That is a reconnaissance drone for gathering intelligence. That it was knocked down between Benin and Burkina Faso. So, what does this create? It creates this false narrative that, oh, Benin is our And it's not supposed to be like that. Some of those people create unnecessary false flag narrative, probably to get traction, probably to keep people, probably to keep maybe their traffic, but that is not good. Is this information credible? Let's fast forward. So you see this aircraft you are looking at right now. Let me show you the aircraft once more. You see this aircraft? I can tell you we have the reliable location of this operation. This happened in a place called Kutangora, Niger State in Nigeria. It is more believable because Nigeria and the United States, they are security partners. So because of our bilateral cooperation with the United States, Nigeria used the MQ Reaper drone for reconnaissance and offensive strike, package. Okay. So, and every country that use this capability have their aerospace numbers written on it. The batch number will be there, right? Because of the security agreement between Turkey and the Alliance of Sahel, you can see that the Alliance of Sahel use more of the Turkish Aksongo, the Turkish Bayraktar Akinci, the Turkish TB2. So it is very, very, these things are not hard to break down. So the drone is showed. Let me show you. This is the drone in Kotangora, Niger State. This is the drone he showed people. I'll give you another analysis, right? This is the drone he posted. And this channel was recommended by Sputnik Africa. Okay? This is the drone. Now, I'm going to give you one more illustration, right? This is the drone. This is a drone. It's on public domain. It's on the public space. So this is not something hidden. I am against that information because it raises people don't understand that what we are fighting for is we want to build a good relationship with our brothers, with the Beninese, with the Ivorians. We want people to realize and be educated and we want people to come back to reality. We don't want to create forever hate and all of that. That's not what the project is all about. The project is to build a good Africa for African people. Okay? So, now let me tell you something. In his own analysis, you can see if you look at in his own analysis, if you look at this drone, right, you can see AF. If you look at this place, you will see something like AF. AF. If you look at the drone, you will see something like A and F, right? But the N is not shown. Now let me show you the N, right? If you look at this, let me see. Let me bring it closer to the screen. You can see the NAF. Let me increase the backlight so that you can see it properly. Let me increase the lighting of the phone so that of the tab. So you can see the NAF 114. This is the drone that fell in Kotangura, Niger State. So you can see Nigerian Air Force 114. That is the code. That is the number of this particular drone. So what he posted, so this was what he posted. So if you look at this, this is the N, right? It's not obvious, but you can see that there are 3 numbers after the AF, right? So I'm going to explain why the N did not show. These guys don't know who they are dealing with. So the reason why the N did not show, if you look at this drone here, you can see that between the A and the F, you can see like a crack along the A side. I don't know if you noticed that crack. So that particular part where you have the N is twisted inward. So if you cover the image from this side, okay, if you cover the picture from this side, you are going to see the F, part of the A, and the 114. Let's look at it. But you're not going to see the N. This is what he posted. Look at what I'm telling you. You can see. So, so what I'm going to say is that for the sake of our people, they need to do a better job. Okay. You see, this particular niche, this counterterrorism niche, is not easy. I want to get out of it. Honestly, I want to talk about things like economic development and all of that. I want to get out of it because you are going to have to say some things that might not be friendly to the guidelines. Okay. Um, so and on the long term, these things makes your channel highly monitored and all of that because you're always in and out of the um of the guideline and all of that. So, but this is the reason why it's very hard for me to get out, because imagine how the casuals will process this information that, oh, we know that the Beninese are never going to repent, but that is not true. So before we even talk about Talon, we have to be very, very critical of some of these outlets that creates problems where there are none. Thank you on that matter. So now we have an information from Mali. So this is the communique from the Malian military. This is the communique. Okay. Um, so let me give you the information. So the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Mali informs the national public that as part of the operation to secure the territory, and I'm going to do some analysis on this particular update, the Malian Armed Forces, FAMa, successfully carried out 2 coordinated actions against terrorist armed group on Sunday, 22nd, 2026. Indeed, in the Tabakoro area of the Clela district in Sikasso, Sikasso is very, very important. I want you to understand something. You see, the thing about Sikasso is that for you to supply hydrocarbon to Bamako, you have to secure Sikasso. Sikasso Mamasoni. If you go and look at that route, that RN4 route, for you to supply anything to Bamako, you have to the most secure, the most like used route is Sikasso Mamasoni. So you get the reason why you are getting more of this result from Sikasso, and the reason why this opponent of the Malians are trying to contest Sikasso, so that this whole conversation about blockade can be brought back to the mainstream. But right now the Malians they are prevailing, the Sudanese are prevailing. You know why we're seeing this huge prevalence? Is because of whatever is going on in the Persian Gulf has a way of affecting, but it's not really affecting. You know why? Because some people are not getting involved. So because they are not getting involved, they are still able to channel their money into supply of these oppositions. So you can see the reason why we are still getting one here, one there. So that's the reason. So Sikasso, in the Sikasso region, a FAMa detachment set up an ambush. Can you imagine? For the T armed group following specific intelligence. So this is the Malian Armed Forces setting up an ambush. You see, the conventional way of projection of authority by the conventional forces of a country is not to set up ambush most of the time. Is they are supposed to, use airstrike or whatever. The reason why they did this is because sometimes they want to practice some of this new acquired exercise that they've done in some of these countries. So some of this operation, they are deploying special forces that are specifically trained in this asymmetric combat strategy. So that is what we have here. Okay. So they set up an ambush, and Following specific intelligence, this operation resulted in the neutralization of several enemy combatants and the recovery of equipment. Moreover, in the Dura locality of Segu region, yesterday we talked about Segu, a T armed group traveling on motorcycles and concealed under vegetation. There is no ducking this smoke anytime soon. They were carefully concealed under vegetation. We've seen them doing, they've been doing this for quite some time now. Was detected during a surveillance mission. A precision strike enabled the neutralization of more than a dozen of T and the destruction of all their logistic capability, making sure that the 72 Virgin, you know, was delivered right on your doorstep. It's right on your doorstep if you are hiding yourself under some grass and, the capability is still, the precision targeted strike still got there, still got home. It means that the combustion is going to be beyond normal, because the grass are going to make sure that the cooking is going to be complete. So that is what we have right there. So these are the information we have for today in Mali, Burkina Faso, and like I said, there is a build up. We don't just get to the operation in Sikasso just like that. Okay, we did not just get to the operation in uh, Gao. We did not just get to the operation in Kidal. We did not just get to. And when you hear about when people tell you about the operation in Kidal right now, it's not in the central Kidal. It's in the outskirt of Kidal. Okay, because Kidal is heavily under the Malian control. Okay, so when people tell you about what is going on right now, when it comes to mechanized capability, the Malians is on a whole different level. Um, I don't even know. I don't know when they are going to be able to use those equipments. Mali has so much equipment right now that I wonder, when the Algerian President Abdelmajid Tebboune said he does not understand why these people are just packing up capability. I understand why he's worried because when you look at the number of mechanized equipment that Mali has, one will really, really wonder what's going on. These people are behind my doorstep. Like, what is the plan? So, so I understand the worry. I understand the worry, but everywhere is data hotel. Everywhere is data hotel. Those capabilities, they are the enablers of peace. It's called peace through strength. You know, not everybody can mess with Mali. You know, recently we heard that a certain country wants to use the Alliance of Sahel state airspace. They still had to take permission from Mali. Like I said, Asimi Goita is a different breed entirely. I like him. I like I'm sorry to say this. I like powerful people. Asimi Goita is one powerful person. You see it. You see it in him when the way you see it in everything. And these people are not just powerful because they have access to resources. They're powerful because they are equally intelligent and they are revolutionary in their mindset. And they're doing things that we we are we're not used to seeing, because power belongs to the people, not just one individual. Asimi Goita, as strong as he is, you would not believe that instead of stealing the Malian wealth, it decided that, let's redistribute this revenue that we generate. Let's redistribute a significant amount of this revenue to the people. Let the people, let them have a feel that they are part of this country. Let the people know that they are Malians. Let it not just exist in some novel. Sorry, let me on the light. we have this once in a while. So let it just not be in books. Mansa Musa. Let it not just be in books. There's another Mansa who is a warlord in Mali. It will never be forgotten. Is one of the greatest. You know, let it be that the people in Mali can tell you that I am from the clan of Mansa Musa. Let them feel that pride. Mansa Sakura, thank you so much. Let the people be proud of who they are. And that can only happen when power really, really goes to the people. And this doesn't happen in most countries most of the time. And the reason is because most countries, right, the civilians, power is not really with them. You know, a lot of people say Nigeria is the giant of Africa. How are we the giant when the people cannot even tell you what they are benefiting from the government? So power is not power. It's not superpower. It's not it's not the giant of Africa because the people are disconnected from the realities of governance. We hear that there is gold here, there is oil here, there is lithium here, there is rare earth mineral here, but the people are not part of this. But in Mali, the people are part of it, which creates a sense of patriotism and even more responsibility, which is what you are seeing in Niger. Don't think that protest is just because of the protest you're seeing in Niger, in the Tawa region, and in so many regions going on right now. It is not because the citizens just heard that, oh, we are defending them. No, they are a part of it. They are part of the project. The citizens understand that because the citizens have seen in Niger, they've seen the new reforms in the mining code. They've seen new partnership. They've seen what it brings. The citizens have been able to understand that the electricity grid, the time, the time, you know, that they experience electricity is more than the time they lack electricity. Before in Niger, some places they don't even know what it is to have electricity. But now the people are seeing vast changes. Most of the students are sent on scholarship, sponsored by the country. Some of the scholarship, and the country sponsors is a strategic sponsorship. And the countries where they're going for that scholarship to, enable even more cooperation, they give, man, I don't know what is going on with this light. So they give more slots to the Nigerians, right? Like they give more slots to them, bring in more students. So it builds good relationship. So this is the situation. This is the security situation. This is the economic situation. So tomorrow we'll be talking more exclusively about the economic situation in this country. And in the evening tomorrow, we'll be talking about the security situation again because we have some security information that we're currently processing so that the information we are going to give you, because I believe it is my responsibility to give you credible, well monitored, and, you know, many times over properly filtered information. Because a lot of people, they rely on us for the information they give out. So it has everything to do with reputation. So sometimes we've gotten some information days before we broadcast, but we are trying to make sure that the information we are going to give you is credible. So that's why we did that deep dive into debunking the whole drone talk. So all in all, you can see that there is big progress in the Alliance of Sahel States. So I want to take this time to apologize to the Andre community. The light issue, I do everything in my power to sort it tomorrow. Um, Thank you to the Android community. I need to appreciate everybody in this community. Your views, your likes, your subscription has been able to translate into more development of how we are able to bring information to you. Part of the development is this solar generator. You know, the electricity situation in our country, very, very, in fact, I don't know who is better between Niger and Nigeria right now. So I bought a solar generator, but it has not been able to address the issue on the ground. You can see the light is still going off and coming back. So tomorrow, when I get my YouTube revenue, I am going to get a 4,000 kVA inverter, so that when we have this live stream, the essence is for this work to go smoothly and no interruption. So I'm going to make sure they install it tomorrow, so when we have our live streams, there will be no interruption. So I'm sorry for this on-in and off-in that is going on. I know it's not decent enough, but by tomorrow there's going to be change. Again, after that, I want to change the way we give our news, because very soon we are going to be going into the podcast session. I was able to discover some new talents around in Nigeria that are revolutionary in their mindset and they understand a lot about geopolitics. So that means very soon we will be going into the real podcasts. This is a podcast, but there will be a lot of variants of this program on the Android community. So, which means that the setup will change. Okay. Right now, what I'm using is just my mobile phone, lavalier microphone. So, by that time, I'll be using everything that you see on some of the top podcast platform. So, when I relocate from here, I am going to be changing. Okay. We see the dark too. Thank you for the support. So I'm going to be changing the outlook. I want to do a studio. Like, I love the Sanchez effect, you know, the way he does his thing. So that when I'm analyzing some of these places where the conflict is going on, uh, so that we can give you a war theater. I want to get to that level. I want the best for the Android community. I want to get to the level where when we are analyzing this situation in the Alliance of Sahel, we want to be able to show you a war theater, projected war theater, the maps, so that we can give you an analysis. And when it comes to analyzing, yeah, we have the game, but we want to give you more capability so that we can, give you a better information. So that is the plan right now, and it's a plan in the process, and we are getting there. The Android community is progressing against all odds, because there are so many Android community is facing a lot, but we are pushing. And I want to thank you all for your support, and I want to say a very big thank you to everybody in the Android community. New, our day ones, um, every one of you. You are all strategic. You've been able to break the censorship. You've been able to break the, should I say, the shadow ban. That's what you all have done. You know, yeah, I know, no ace, but I like to, whatever I do, I like to give you my best shot. Okay. And shout out to the people that reached out. I was able to reach out to one of my phones that I don't normally reach out to, and I discovered that a lot of people have chatted on the Android community. And to those that are contributing to the Flutter Wave. Because I was I checked the Flutter Wave history today, and I saw that so many people wanted to donate to the Flutter Wave, but it was declined. I don't know why it was declined, but don't worry, we'll be good. Don't worry, we'll be good. Don't worry about donating to the Flutter Wave. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the donation. So don't worry about donating to the Flutter Wave. Okay. We're going to continue like this. Whatever revenue the Andres community is able to generate, we will use it to develop the Andre community. So thank you so much, and God bless you. I want to mention there's a member of this community that reached out. Um, that a kid is very very gifted, a 2-year-old kid. I'm going to try to go there and interview that kid one on one, so that the Andre community can see this kid and see how I want to project our people to the world. Intelligence of the African people, our young ones. We want to change the mindset. That is what this project is for. Electrical fund. Thank you so much. We want to be able to show to the world how intelligent our people are and how innovative our people are. The Andre community is not after theories. The Andre community is after innovation. I'm speaking to some of our engineers in Nigeria, and I'm changing their mindset that you don't think on theory. If you call yourself a mechanical engineer, don't tell me about your project where you no. What did you design? If you design a craft, did you fabricate everything from the start? Did you do the welding? I want to see the best potential. I want to see how people bring out their best. It doesn't matter how good or bad it is. We will show it to the world. Lockheed Martin in 2002, when they made their first flying fortress, what they call flying fortress, the sound was horrible. They did, it was terrible. It looked like a B2. But look at Lockheed Martin today, the F-35 capability. You know, that was 2002 to 2026. So it's gradual. We want to promote our people. We believe in our people. We believe in your skill. And for our brothers in America, I really, really give it up to you. I've always known you guys are very, very intelligent. Your brains are very, very, you guys are one of the best I've seen. Before the Andre community, before podcasting, um, I watch you guys a lot. From the analytical standpoint, you guys are very calculated, very constructive. You guys are very, very good. And we want to let you know that we are proud of you all in diaspora. We are proud of being, historically from the same ancestry. We are very, very proud of you. Just want you to know we watch you, we monitor you, our surveillance are on you. So you are a good ambassador. You've always been a good ambassador. We appreciate what you've done so far. A lot of young Africans look up to you. You see, when you see Africans that dress in a certain way, it is look, you guys, you influence Africans more than you think. When you see the way some of the Africans, young ladies, young men, the way they dress and all of that, it is because they look up to you. Okay. And I want a situation where our brothers in diaspora, you continue to uphold that good example. You continue to channel that good energy. You know, it is no mistake we're at this point in history. And there is no Africa without our brothers in diaspora, without our sisters in diaspora, without our mothers in diaspora, without our families in Jamaica, without our family in Barbados, in Antigua Barbuda, in all those places of the world. There is no Africa without you all. There is there is Africa is strong today, and Africa has more voice. Africa is more assertive because whatever is said in Africa is resonated all over the world because of you all. And it is at this point I want to bid you all farewell. I want to say thank you. I really appreciate you. Thank you, and God bless you. I'll see you tomorrow.